Jonathan, you cannot die now, leaving your daughter to suffer all her life after you have separated her from all her loved ones, including her mother. It is not possible. You must stay alive. Welcome back to another episode, guys. Today's one is a very interesting and such an emotional one, unexpected, that we didn't see happen. Do not forget that the only thing you can do for us to keep bringing out more episodes is to like our video, subscribe to our channel, and leave a comment. It is getting more interesting and more hot. In fact, Jonathan karma has started, but at this point, Jonathan, you cannot die. Guys, stay tuned as I take you through everything that happened. You don't want to miss any part of today's video. So, guys, you know, the last episode ended with where Kennedy was telling Jonathan to go immediately and see if there is anything he can still get from Cheta. Then Jonathan decided to go home. Cheta was inside the room and Jonathan was sitting on the bed, and Jonathan was asking Cheta, babe, can I talk to you? Cheta said, what do you want to talk about? If you even see her mood. And Jonathan said, please, what about the business that we are planning? We have ordered all the goods. And Cheta was like, what are you trying to say? Which business? And Jonathan was like, are you okay? The business that I gave you the money for this house to mortgage and the landed property. And Cheta said, uncle, I can't remember doing any business with you. We did not do any business. You did not give me any document. Do you even have any money? You, as you are, you that cannot even provide money for your family to feed, are you now the person that will give me money for business? And Jonathan was like, wait, am I dreaming, or am I in my village? What is happening? And Cheta warned him not to ever disturb her again, because you did not give me money. As Cheta was about to leave Jonathan, where Jonathan was sitting and asking himself if he's dreaming, Jonathan dragged her back and said, my friend, come back here. And Cheta fell on the chair and stood up immediately, took the knife that she was using to eat her mango, and warned Jonathan, oh God, if you try this again, you will not live the next day to witness what will happen. But before then, Cheta's phone has been ringing, and it was Emeka and Debbie, but she refused picking her call. So guys, back to Emeka and Debbie. They were in the car and they were so angry. Why is she not picking our call? What is happening? Does it mean that this girl wants to eat our money and leave? It's not going to be possible. In fact, they decided now to go and pay Cheta a visit. Then after that, Cheta was coming down in Jonathan's living room and her phone was still ringing. She checked the phone and I guess it was Debbie, and she decided to drop the phone and step outside. As she stepped outside, Jonathan was also coming downstairs and Jonathan saw the phone ringing. Jonathan picked the phone and was like, what connection? They be calling Cheta? Do they know each other, uncle? So you are just realizing that Cheta was actually planted into your life. Oh, everybody told you, but you were too blind to notice. You were in love, Mr. Lover. So guys, as he was still standing there asking himself, why will Debbie be calling Cheta? He now decided to pick the call. Immediately he picked the call. At least he borrowed himself sense that time. He did not talk or say anything. Debbie was now telling Cheta, where have you been? We have been calling you regarding all the documents you gave us are all fake. The landed document, the house document, and that was why Emeka was beating up. No, at first she didn't say anything in detail. She was just saying, where have you been? In fact, we are coming over. It was after she dropped the call, because she noticed that Cheta was not talking, that she now sent a voice note, and that was where she explained everything, and that was when Jonathan now got to know everything. That's all the business, everything was all planned, was from Emeka, Debbie, and Cheta. And Jonathan was like, what? So these people have used me, so there is no business, so these people have taken everything. Guys, so Jonathan's own was still there. And Cheta now decided to pack her things and leave the house. She went, grabbed her bag. I don't know where she got a car, or maybe it's her car. Yes, it's her car. She now put her box inside the boot. And as she was about to drive off, Debbie and Emeka the car parked, but she didn't notice. As she was about to drive off, the came down immediately, and what's her name? Debbie was holding in her hand. I don't want to mention her name. And they were asking her, oh, madam, you want to run after eating our money? And she was just looking at them. And Debbie said, old friend, good to meet you. So you think you can eat our money and run away from it and run without giving us our own share? Our own share is not going to be possible. And Debbie decided to end Cheta's life. And immediately she did it. They went inside the car and they drove off while Cheta's body was there. Now we don't even know if Cheta is gone or not. But Jonathan was fast enough to go and meet Kennedy. The same Kennedy that we always advise you, tell you, check this, why don't you look at this, and you will say, Kennedy, why are you always suspecting this and that? Is the same Kennedy that you now, because he doesn't even have any money on him. He went to meet Kennedy, and luckily for them, Kennedy went immediately, got policemen. As Debbie and Emeka was still chilling, sitting one place inside their car after their dirty job, see Jonathan and Kennedy came down from the car with policemen, and they surrounded Emeka and Debbie, guys. And guys, they both of them were just looking at them. And Kennedy said, Emeka, I told you, your time is up. Your time is up. And Jonathan was just speechless, looking at Emeka. Emeka, my bosom friend, my bestie, my dear friend. And the policemen arrested both of them, put them inside the car, and drove off. Jonathan now went to go and see Emeka inside the police station to ask Emeka, my friend, I thought we have been friends. Why all this? If anybody have told me that you are the person behind everything that is happening in my life, I would tell the person is not Emeka, my darling friend, the one I trusted. And that was when Emeka now told him, wow, interesting, you have forgotten so soon. I lost the most important person in my life, the only person I have in this world, all because of you. I lost my mother. And Jonathan was like, what do you mean you lost your mother because of me? Am I the person that took your mother's life? And Emeka said, you were able to spend 3 million naira in my mother's burial, but you couldn't save my mother. You couldn't give me 500,000 naira to save my mother, but you were willing. In fact, you spent 3 million naira on my mother's burial. Jonathan, from that burial was when I decided that I'm going to destroy you. Everything that gives you joy, I will destroy it. And that was when Jonathan was emotional, but at a second, he was like, Emeka, let me ask you something. Am I your mother's child? Do I owe you anything? You are her son. It is your responsibility to care for her and provide for her. What is my business? What is my business? Why will you accuse me of being the person responsible for what happened to your mom? Am I, and Emeka now told Jonathan, you know what? I'm just happy that everything I planned, I succeeded. Jonathan, let me tell you something. In few days' time, you will be homeless, running the street. You will have nothing. I'm happy. I'm so happy. I'm so fulfilled. And Jonathan broke down. Jonathan was like, what is this? Emeka, you. Yes, Jonathan. And as for Emeka, yes, Jonathan wronged you. But in the process of trying to revenge, look at where you have landed yourself. Jonathan wronged you as a friend, because why did I say he doesn't owe you anything? No friend owes you anything. But why I said that Jonathan wronged you as a friend is because Jonathan was also asking you for help. Go and help my wife. Go and do this for me. So when somebody is helping you, it's also good for you to, return back to the help. So Jonathan, and you had that money, you were supposed to help him. But the mistake that Emeka made was allowing what Jonathan did to him to push him into destroying his own life, because he has already destroyed his own life. So guys, after that, Debbie and Benny and the father came home, and they were just sitting down outside the house. They were sitting down. Jonathan has traveled to his father's village. He was not even there. The daughter was standing there. Tears was all over his face. As they were still there, behold, the new barrister and the new house owner now came, and came. Jonathan was asking them, who are you, who are you? And they introduced, the barrister said, I am the new barrister of this house, and please, it is time. No, it was actually the barrister that came alone, and the barrister now told Jonathan that, please, you have 24. Where is Cheta? They said that Cheta is not around. What happened? Barrister told them that Cheta sold this land to them 3 months ago, and the time they gave her is up. So the new owner is ready to take charge of the property. So they have only 24 hours to leave the house. That was when Jonathan said, oh guys, it's not going to be possible. This is my house. This is my house. You cannot do that to me. This is my house. Jonathan was dragging the barrister, like dragging. Why are you dragging the barrister? Have you forgotten how you tied up your daughter and collected the documents? And this girl was begging you, Dad, please, Dad, don't do this. You tied the documents. You tied your only daughter and gave Cheta. Why are you crying? You have not started crying. After that, guys, the next day being the 24 hours, Benny and the father was in the living room, and Benny was asking the father, Dad, they are coming today. What are we going to do? And Jonathan said, my daughter, I don't know. At this point, I don't know. Is there anything you can suggest? The girl was just standing like, you are the person that was selling things, doing things, big Joe. Now, reason you cannot. You are lucky, Jonathan, that your daughter is even a cool and a kind child, because she was not even harsh to you. And Benny now said that maybe we can sell some property in this house and use, because in her mind she was thinking that the properties are theirs now and they are their own now. So maybe we can sell some properties and use the money to go and rent a small apartment. And Jonathan said, my daughter, all the things in this house, they are gone. Everything I worked for, they are all gone. Cheta sold everything. And Benny was like, Jesus. So Daddy, everything is gone. And Jonathan said, we are not leaving this house with pain. She sold everything with the house. Guys, where are they going to start from? Imagine what Jonathan did to his beautiful family. All because of ego, pride, I want to be a man of the house, big Joe, all because of that. After that, the owner of the house and the barrister came, and guys, they drove Jonathan and the daughter. Look at my innocent Benny, suffering for what she know nothing about, what she want her daddy for. They drove this girl and the father out. They left with their two. Oh God, if you see the bag they left with, they now left. And the next day, it was now few days later, Jonathan and the daughter was seen roaming the streets, walking like homeless people that they are. Jonathan suffering, an innocent girl. And Jonathan was walking. Jonathan went to a particular place that had some trees and was standing there. The daughter joined, and Jonathan was like, what have I done to myself? What have I done to myself? How have I ruined my life? I don't even have any money, any penny, any nothing with me. And that was when Benny said, Dad, don't worry, it's going to be okay. I have some money in my account that my mommy left for me, but it's a fixed account, so I don't have access to it. And Jonathan was like, what did I do to myself? Imagine the sacrifice that Clara did for Benny. And Jonathan hugged the daughter and told the daughter, don't worry, we are going to survive, everything will be okay. That was the money that Clara left for the daughter, because she knows a day like this, a moment like this. But the problem now is, how will that money be accessed? So guys, after that, see Jonathan and the daughter in the uncompleted building. They were drinking. Jonathan, Benny was drinking Fanta and was trying to share with the father. Jonathan was like, drink. Jonathan was just sitting there crying, thinking about his life. In fact, Jonathan has messed up and destroyed his life. Later, both of them slept in the uncompleted building. Jonathan is now a loving daddy. The daughter is now cuddling Jonathan. In the morning, Jonathan woke up and was kissing the daughter's hand. Guilt was killing him for everything he has done. But Jonathan, we are not even feeling, please, if you are feeling pity for Jonathan, leave it in the comment section, because Jonathan was warned. Jonathan was advised, but he refused. Jonathan had no reason to do all the things he did. But do you remember what Jonathan did? Jonathan burnt the wife shop. Jonathan overdid things. So guys, Jonathan now left to go and do some menial job, and in the morning the daughter woke up and was looking for the dad. She was so afraid, living in that uncompleted house, shouting, "Daddy, daddy." She did not see her daddy, and she went inside and was sitting in that room where they are staying, and she was still seeing there. Behold, Jonathan now came in with food, and Benny said, "Dad." Jonathan was so excited and brought the food. He bought bread and beans, and Benny was like, "Daddy, where did you get the money?" He said he went to go and do some menial job, and they were so happy eating the beans. Jonathan was apologizing to the doctor, and the doctor was, "Don't worry, Dad, at least I'm happy." She was saying it in her heart, "You made the effort, you worked for it." Benny is such a darling daughter, was so proud of the effort the daughter made. Imagine what Jonathan did to the daughter, and Jonathan was just apologizing to the daughter. "The beautiful life you had, everything I destroyed. Benny, please forgive me." So guys, after that, in the night, Jonathan also was able to buy rice, and Benny was like, "Oh, Dad, you bought rice. It's been long." Oh my God. Somebody that the mother had a restaurant that was dishing out different kinds of meal is now saying, "It's been long, I ate rice," and they ate the rice. Jonathan was using his hand. It was just a very emotional time. In fact, Jonathan, you just destroyed your family. They were just eating the rice. It was so emotional. Later in the midnight, they slept, and Jonathan fell sick. In fact, Jonathan was sick. When the daughter woke up and noticed that the father was sick, the daughter was trying to bring him up. Jonathan wasn't coming. She was trying. At a time, Jonathan collapsed and passed out. Now, we don't know if Jonathan is still alive or Jonathan is gone. But what I'm saying is, Jonathan, you have ended up separating this girl from all the people that love her. You cannot come and die. You cannot come and leave her. You must live and suffer for everything you have done. The question now is Clara still communicating with the daughter? Because Clara needs to come for the daughter. I'm not saying come for Jonathan. She needs to come for her daughter, because this is too much. This is too much for Jonathan. I even think that Jonathan is trying to, take his own life, but no. Jonathan, what you have done, I don't know. Because there was a time he went outside and he was asking God, "Where are you? God." And I love something that he said. He said, "God, even if you will not do it because of me, Jonathan, God will not, I'm sorry to say it, but what you did, God is a merciful God. He can choose to show mercy." But I love how you say, even if it's for your daughter, because you overdid things. So I feel like God coming will just be because of your daughter, because you overdid things. So guys, share what you expect in the comment section. Are you praying that Clara comes for the daughter's rescue? What are you hoping that Jonathan recovers so that he will continue? And now we don't even know if Cheta is still alive. We don't even know the fate of Debbie and Emeka. I know we are still going to hear Debbie's part of the story to know why she did everything. Now we know Emeka's own, but we need to know what pushed Debbie into doing everything she did. Stay tuned. The series is still on. It's getting more hot and more interesting. You can't afford to miss any part. I know you people are happy that you saw both of them, that's Emeka and Debbie, facing their karma before the series ends. So share in the comment section how you felt watching today's episode. I will see you guys in the next one. Don't forget to like, subscribe. I'll see you guys in the next one. For now, bye.